we've gone to the north, we've gone to the south. But the best part of the country is when you're a West Indian. So I'm going to go as a West Indian, I've got to go to Maharashtra. And whoever thought Maharashtra would be one of the states which would see so much of chaos and instability in the last 5 years? We've had 3 chief ministers and plenty more in that state. What is the mood of the nation showing for Maharashtra, state that will have both Lok Sabha and later in the year Vidhan Sabha? NDA 40%. NDA 40%. So that's the BJP and the Shiv Sena into bracket Shinde. India 45%, which is 5% higher. 40 plays 45%, others 15. And 45 is NCP, Uddhav Sena, as well as the Congress party. So 5% edge in Maharashtra to the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi. The opposition, the best news coming for the opposition after Kerala and Telangana is here in Maharashtra. This could be another big surprise, therefore. How is it projected into seats? What is Yashwant Deshmukh C voter poll saying for Maharashtra? 26 out of 48 for the India Alliance. 26 out of 48. A huge jump because the NDA, which won 42 out of 48 last time, is down to 22. So if there's one state where the NDA is taking a big hit as per this poll compared to 2019, it's Maharashtra. And that perhaps explains all that's been happening in that state. Breakup of the Shiv Sena, breakup of the NCP, because Rahul, clearly here too the BJP knew this was the one state they were in trouble, which is why they have slightly narrowed the gap, but they're still behind here.
Yashwant, are you sure about your numbers for Maharashtra? Because they've taken a large part of the NCP, they've taken a large part of the Shiv Sena. If this is where things are at the end, then no matter what happens in this Lok Sabha election in the assembly, the BJP and what they have is going to face a very tough time. Why are we ending up with these numbers in your poll?
Rahul, out of the 140 crore people in India, is any damn person sure about Maharashtra as on today? I mean, let's be honest. People are confused, not just because of the previous mandate, the current mandate, people going here, people going there, parties being split, and now the symbols are with the people who did not form the party and with somebody else. So having said that,
it's a Maha mess.
It's a Maha mess. It's not Maharashtra, it's Maha mess at this point of time. And let me do a health warning as well on these numbers. Number one, on the voting intent, we have been asking for individual party and leader, Rahul. Which party or leader you are going to vote for, and then we have summed it up like, Uddhav Thackeray plus Sharad Pawar plus Congress and Shinde plus Ajit Pawar plus BJP. But what we do not know here, who is contesting from which seat and who is going to contest against that person from which seat, which party. What I can see, wherever the BJP tickets would be there, they would be sweeping like anything. Wherever the Ajit Pawar ticket and Shinde Sena ticket would be there, I doubt they will be sweeping in the same way. So the weakest link is on the both sides. On the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi side, the weakest link apparently is the Uddhav Thackeray Sena, followed by Sharad Pawar, and followed by Congress, and then the Sharad Pawar. So we don't know out of these 3 and 3, which permutation and combination is contesting whom on which seat. Unless we are sure of that, I think this is more of an
Since this is your home state, Rajdeep, here's the concern that I have, just purely academically, right? Which is that will votes get transferred? In a poll, it's very difficult to capture that. But once you know, okay, it's GVL versus Rashid, then the equations change,
exactly
right?
The point. Yeah.
So right now, you don't know that. You're building this scenario on the basis of what respondents are telling you, but the respondent also doesn't know who's against
I will quickly tell you 2 contradictions, Rajdeep, before you say. I cannot see Uddhav Thackeray voter voting for a Congress or the NCP candidate. Similarly, I cannot see a BJP core voter voting for Ajit Pawar candidate. So there are contradictions on both sides.
I'll give you 2 quick points before you come. One, the fact is that this is an interesting state this year because you've got Lok Sabha followed by Vidhan Sabha 4 months later. And speaking to a number of Maharashtra politicians, they believe the stakes for themselves are much higher in the Vidhan Sabha. So you'll find a number, the Vidhan Sabhas which will be very competitive, seat by seat, and a lot of what Yashwant says will play out there. In the Lok Sabha, Rahul, even though the BJP appears prima facie down compared to 2019, I think, and Yashwant is right, the BJP will do well in its pockets of influence. They have strong pockets, especially in urban Maharashtra. The problem for the BJP is there is a general sense that you have struck opportunistic alliances and you have broken two parties which you were dead against.
But GVL, when I was speaking to top BJP leaders, their numbers were 40 plus. They think it's 40 plus. But a 5% lead for the India alliance, after all the todphod you've done, if this is where it is 22 versus 26, then it's obviously not the way you're calculating.
No, I certainly don't see the numbers the way the poll is predicted, Yashwant's poll. Primarily because this is an election that Prime Minister Modi will be driving. People are voting for PM Modi. They are not voting for individual constituents. This is an election where you will see a massive swing. So anybody voting, anybody contesting,
the premise of the poll, the premise which is also the reality of Maharashtra politics gets reflected in this poll is that BJP at this moment is not a pan-Maharashtra party. Modi might be a pan-Maharashtra phenomenon. BJP per se is not a pan-Maharashtra political party.
Even in states, Haryana, was Haryana a BJP state until 2014? Did BJP ever win a couple of seats in Haryana? No. But once Modi is on the scene, Prime Minister Modi ji, he is one who will drive the entire vote. Please give me the popularity ratings, because that will give you an indication.
Can I just explain?
If you have those numbers.
No, look, last time the BJP contested 25 seats, the Shiv Sena 23. And the BJP and Shiv Sena did extremely well, winning 42. Now what's going to happen is the BJP is going to put pressure on both the Shinde Sena and the NCP Ajit Pawar group to contest less. And the BJP will look to contest at least 30 and divide it. The Ajit Pawar's party is happy not to contest Lok Sabha. Their energies are on Vidhan Sabha. Similarly with Shinde Sena. So that might actually mean the BJP could contest more in the Lok Sabha. I think the worry is that there is genuine anger against the way governments have been broken, fallen on all sides, towards all politicians. So I think you will find Vidhan Sabha becoming a real battleground. Lok Sabha, the Modi factor does play out. Sharad Pawar clearly is weaker in a Lok Sabha election at the moment. He may not even be able to sort of, campaign as aggressively there as he would in a Vidhan Sabha, but he will hope for some sympathy. Uddhav Thackeray is hoping for sympathy, which may come in a Vidhan Sabha, may not come in a Lok Sabha. So Rahul, you could see Maharashtra in the space of 5 months having two very different verdicts. But, Madhu Yaksha Gaur, this is your good news. If there is one state where you need to perhaps invest more attention in the next few months is Maharashtra. And the feeling is typically the Congress is not seizing the opportunity. You're missing the opportunity to miss an opportunity. Many of your leaders are leaving, joining Ajit Pawar's faction. Milind Deora left to join Shinde Sena. Today, Baba Siddiqui, your MLA, former MLA from Mumbai, has left, is likely to join Ajit Pawar. So you're not holding on. You're the Kamzor Kadi.
Hopefully, your predictions may hold on to the leaders who are planning to leave, Rajdeep. But having said that, this has been expecting in Maharashtra, Rajdeep. I think various projections and studies we've done. And we've been very hopeful on Maharashtra because of this third pod, what Rahul says. It's not helping with the people's mood. Secondly, I give this credit to Prakash Ambedkar also joining NDA group can help also the Maharashtra Vikas Agdi to win more seats.
Rahul, how do you explain these numbers? The fact that you've got what seems on paper a strong alliance now with Ajit Pawar there, Shinde there, the other parties seem weakened, but they still have a 5% lead in this poll.
So, with lots of caveats, because no one knows what's going to happen in Maharashtra, but if our thesis is right that people in Maharashtra are unhappy with the way parties have broken alliances, then the expectation would be that the turnout is going to get depressed, which means it depends who has the more cadre on the ground. So it doesn't matter where Ajit Pawar has gone or Uddhav Thackeray has gone. Who has which of these groups actually got the cadre on the ground? In a depressed turnout scenario, cadres on the ground will make sure that your core voters turn out and that group will have advantage.
Your sense, Amitabh?
See, actually, it's a khichdi. So, nobody knows which party has the vote. But Shiv Sena and NCP have the symbol. Symbol plays a very important role in elections. That's number one. As you said, BJP will now bargain for a higher number of seats. So it will be able to win more and also transfer its votes to the SHS and the NCP candidates. Now it depends upon how much they have. However, the bad news for the India Alliance is that Congress becomes the #1 party of this India bloc, because it is the largest party today in the Vidhan Sabha, and it will demand for the highest number of seats. And here is where the India bloc does not have a track record of elections, because they have not fought together, and the seamless transfer of votes will be between candidates is unlikely to happen.
But if they had any political smarts, the Congress and the India Alliance, Rajchingappa, should now be doubling down where they see opportunity. Maharashtra, instead of frittering precious ammunition on states which are fallow ground, they should focus on where the land looks politically fertile for them. The problem is that's not how they're thinking. BJP is going state by state, seat by seat, candidate by candidate, plucking, and the Congress is trying to do some kind of an ideological revolution. At least Rahul Gandhi is attempting some kind of an ideological revolution here.
But I think the reverse is also true. The way the BJP and Mr. Modi is obviously party to these decisions has been picking up and splitting parties and everything else, and Rajdeep talked about it, doesn't do their image any good. And in Maharashtra,
but their calculation is image doesn't matter when it comes to voting. That's their brutal calculation.
If you are saying I'm taking you to a Viksit Bharat, I have cut corruption down, I am against dynastic politics, you have to then prove that on the ground.
Let GVL respond to that.
Let me just finish the argument. Okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think it's a principled thing that happens. In Maharashtra, I have a feeling, Rajdeep could vouch, and he also expressed it, is I think there's a Marathi pride which you can define in some ways or the other, right? People must be truly fed up at the way these parties have behaved on that, the way they've split, completely cynical. How do you explain that when you want to take this nation to greatness and you're playing
let GVL respond to that.
They see people are very, very practical. Let me put it this way. People have great trust in Prime Minister Modi. They know he's the one who will deliver Viksit Bharat. And if he does not have the strength in a particular state to sweep that state, let him galvanize, get that support, because we want him to win. The people want him to win. People have trust in him.
No, sir, but can I ask you, you're saying people have faith in Modi. Point taken. But when Mr. Modi says there is a 70,000 crore scam in irrigation, points virtually to NCP and Ajit Pawar, 1 week later, Ajit Pawar joins you, what's the message? I was in Nashik, where a gathering which included RSS people were there, and they all said, sir, khoke ki rajniti hai. They openly said it. The word khoka has become a sort of common parlance on the street of Maharashtra. How does that lift the Prime Minister's image? If one moment you say there's corruption, next moment you tie up with the same corrupt person, how does it lift your image?
Let me tell you this. People understand there are some political compulsions. At the end of the day, you want Lord Krishna to win. You want Bhagwan Ram to win. There are some adjustments they will have to make in the interest of larger national good.
Sure, but have you gone too far? The point is,
no, I'm telling you, this is the Hindu psyche. This is
an important point that GVL Narasimha Rao makes, because when I was interviewing Dr. Jaishankar, and I've seen now several people say this, they talk about Bhagwan Ram, they talk about Hanuman, they talk about the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, and they talk about tactical compromises on the battlefield, which leads to the war being won. So this is something that we're seeing now quite a lot of, which is what he's talking about.
No, but then Rahul, with due regard, sorry for speaking out, because it's my home state, I feel strongly. The fact is, where does it fit in with the kind of Ram Rajya that you talk about? What does it leave you with? Is this Ram Rajya that you tie up for Koketi Rajniti?
There is no politician in this country who represents the true political virtues than Prime Minister Modi. No Prime Minister, no Minister, no Chief Minister in this country can match even an iota of what Prime Minister Modi. So what matters to them is Prime Minister's qualities. He is a man of total integrity.
No, so you're saying you can do all the wheeling and dealing on the ground, but the Prime Minister's image is not touched by it.
No, they know he's not making compromises. Party
but Rahul Verma, this is
local.
Yes, Rashid.
Yeah. I mean, by Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao's logic, BJP should be winning all 543 seats.
If Mr. Modi is on a big ticket, he's there on Tamil Nadu also, he's there in Telangana also, he's there in all other states. I think, we must accept what Mr. Yashwant Deshmukh survey is projecting. We have gone through over 300 seats, and there is a kind of trend. This is a very interesting thing about what is the findings of Maharashtra. There are 4 states that were always, they are kind of, outliers, and they are giving something in favor of BJP. In case of Karnataka, in case of Maharashtra, there is a trend, and we will see.
No, Maharashtra is not with the BJP. It's going the other way around.
Precisely. So I'm saying there are 4 states that were very crucial in 2024. Even if the outcome is kind of well known that the BJP has an advantage and Mr. Modi is a favorite. One state is Bengal, other state is Bihar, third state is Karnataka, and fourth state is Maharashtra. Now it is giving different kind of trends. I think we must accept what Mr. Yashwant Deshmukh is predicting. We cannot be finding faults with his methodology or, how it will shape in Maharashtra. We can't be having different...
Yes, Rahul, very quickly.
So, two points. Yes, in politics, all politicians and parties make these tactical calls. But these tactical calls are going to have cost in the long run. Indira Gandhi in 70s did a similar thing. At some point, it costed her party. Maybe, perhaps, when Prime Minister Modi is around, it won't cost. When he's not around, it may cost the party. So all parties face that cost. Second, throughout the survey, and Yashwant ji has to correct me on this, I have not seen a single state, except the smaller ones perhaps, where BJP is gaining votes from 2019 numbers. They're gaining seats. Even in UP, the votes are not basically...
They've got a slight bump, 53%.
Yeah, 50, so 51%. So in that sense, like in North, there are no big gains coming in terms of vote share, and even in South and West. So I think where perhaps Mr. Narasimha Rao can explain us that why, despite everything in these 5 years, BJP is not being able to...
And the interesting point about Maharashtra...
No, but I'm a little shocked by his argument. Listen, remember also that you are dealing with 10 years of being in government.
Sure.
Look at Biden after 4 years. Look at Macron. Look at Trudeau. Here's a man who's been in power for 10 years. If he can retain his historic numbers, that's by itself is a superlative performance.
I think, Rahul, the point that you made about the 2 point or less, like somewhere they were leading by 60 points, now they are 58, 2 points. I understand your point. But what I learned from the experiment and result of Madhya Pradesh is that eventually it will be relative turnout, which will be playing 3-4% of jump just out of nowhere for the BJP, just by virtue of their supporters being more excited about going to the polls and Congress not being in a position as organizationally and resource-wise to pull their supporters. What happened in Madhya Pradesh?
But I just want to make a small point which I think is important. Between 2014 and 2019, Rahul, Mr. Modi's popularity was so high that he was even able to pull his party in state elections where they were otherwise not the #1 party. BJP was not the #1 party of Maharashtra. It's after 2014, Mr. Modi pulls it up. 10-12%, they even do very well in state assemblies. After 2019, looks what starts happening.
What happened in December in the assembly elections?
Sir, just a minute. December, we can come back to December, but 2019 to 2024, 1 minute.
Razi.
The BJP in Himachal Pradesh, in Haryana, in Jharkhand, even in Bihar, in state after state, Mr. Modi alone cannot pull up the state unit. Mr. Modi is still very popular in Maharashtra, but Maharashtra's own leaders, BJP own leaders, are not happy with the kind of compromises they've made to stay in power. Some stage, it may cost them in a Vidhan Sabha. I agree with you, Lok Sabha, it won't cost them because that becomes Modi versus who. But what happens in your state units? Therefore, Rahul Verma makes an important point. Will the BJP go the way the Congress did? After 10-20 years, because it makes these compromises.
You can wish that if you like.
No, he asked a question.
But you see, politics, what happens today doesn't influence voting patterns 20 years down the line. I think that makes no sense at all to me. Now, coming back to your question, Modi ji, he was able to pull several assembly elections initially, but you are saying subsequently he did not do so. Because, you see, once you have pulled an assembly election, the local performance and local leadership has to hold there. People will hold every government accountable.
You accept that?
Why not?